Carl, we'll start off the press conference. We're here today to talk about our show that's taking place on the 20th of July at Wembley Arena, featuring a number of title fights. They're headed up with a 10-round international heavyweight contest between DERECK CHISORA, former British champion, and the undefeated MALIK from Philadelphia, USA. This is a tough fight for Derek. We got let down badly by Deontay Wilder last time out. We announced the fight, we had it confirmed by emails the fight was taking place, but as probably everybody is aware now, he got arrested for some domestic violence and therefore has had his passport taken off him apparently, so he wasn't allowed to travel. So we pushed back our show to this date, to the 20th of July, to make sure that we could come up with a creditable opponent for Derek. It'd be very easy to find a marking time fight, but we come up with Scott, so I say he's undefeated. He's promoted by Dan Goosen, who obviously looks after Andre Ward. They fancy their man's chances, and we'll be doing a conference call with him next week. So much so that he's coming to the UK. For Derek, it's a fight that he just cannot afford to lose. He's got to win this fight. He's got to go out. He's got to look good doing it. If he does so, I'll make sure that he gets another crack at the world title within the next 8 to 12 months. We've also got on the card a WBO International Middleweight Championship, a cracking fight, two undefeated fighters. Gary O'Sullivan from Dublin, Ireland, who's 15-0, against Billy Joe Saunders, who is the British and Commonwealth champion, who's 17-0. Believe you me, this is going to be an absolute cracking fight. Sullivan only knows one way to fight, and I think he'll bring out the best of Billy Joe Saunders. A fight that Billy can't afford to lose if he wants to continue where he's going. And I know that O'Sullivan and his people, who looks after by Steve Collins, really do fancy the job. We also have on the card the IBF Intercontinental Super Bantamweight champion, Carl Frampton, who's our new latest signing for Box Nation. He's the European, Commonwealth and IBF Intercontinental champion, 16 fights undefeated. He will be making his debut under my banner on this show against an opponent to be named. Paul Butler will also be defending his WBO Intercontinental Super Flyweight title against an opponent to be named. We've got a multitude of some of the best young talent in the country on the undercard, and it's, as I say, I think it's a good quality bill for the fight fans, and everybody is signed and contracted and will be ready to fight. If you'd like to ask any questions to Derek or his trainer, Don Charles, feel free to do so.
Derek, how disappointing was it when Deontay Wilder fell through?
You know, when I heard you got arrested, I realised he was going to pull out. So, you know, the laws are different, you know. But, you know, the show must go on. Very disappointed. I wasn't that disappointed. I knew that, you know, since we offered him the money and stuff like that, and then he took it, and then he said no. So let's move on to the next one.
What do you know about this guy?
Oh, this guy is a very good fighter. Very good in the ring. Me and Don watched some of his last fight yesterday. He's good.
He is good. You look at his last fight, he fought an undefeated fighter, heavyweight, well-regarded heavyweight from the Ukraine called Glasgow, and they gave it as a draw, and it was a draw like your fight against Lanius was a loss. He won that fight. You go and watch it on YouTube, you'll see it. You know, this guy comes to fight, and it'll be a good opponent for Derek.
He's got a record as a good defensive fighter as well. Is that going to present a particular problem for you, do you think, Derek?
Nah, you know, I got my own strength, and I'm just gonna, you know, I just wanna. If I have to put it clearly out that there's kids here, I'm just gonna beat him up.
I think it's about Derek, as we talked about at the last press conference, it's about his fitness levels. That's really what it's all about. It's about his dieting and his fitness levels. And providing he gets that all right, I don't care who he fights, he'll give them all the trouble they can handle. Whether they're defensive, offensive. Whatever way you want to look at it, he's capable of doing that.
Derek, with the stop the Deontay Wilder fight being called off, did that interfere with any of your training? Is everything still okay?
No, I did not.
So you just carried on as normal as you can?
Yeah, I carried on as normal. That was it.
Frank, with Carl Frampton signing, absolutely massive signing, is there any more signings coming in within the next couple of weeks?
That's the business we're in. That's the business we're in, signing quality fighters. And we've been doing it for years, and I'm sure it's going to be many more years to come of doing it.
Frank, what's the situation with the John Ryder fight?
I don't know, you have to ask the people who won the purse bid, Queensbury.
Tom, do you see this fight as a must-win fight for Derek?
So can you repeat that?
Do you see this fight against Malik Scott as a must-win?
Oh, every fight is a must-win, in particular this one, because where we are, people probably questioning why take such fights on an undefeated fighter of 35 fights. Yeah, like Derek said, Frank is a very good fighter. We've looked at him, and we just got to, like Derek already said, I'm repeating, concentrate on what we're good at doing. We recognize what the guy has. He has a lot. We believe we've got more than he has. So it'll be a very good fight, nevertheless. It'll be a very good, very challenging. We like, Derek's very daring, so am I. So two daring people, the trainer and the fighter. We dare where no man dares.
Derek's got a different style of fighter, isn't he, to Wilder? But
Yeah, he switches a lot.
Do you think it will be a tougher fight than Wilder would be?
Yeah.
In what way?
Because this guy switches a lot. He uses the ring more than any other fighter that I recall.
He's a more accomplished fighter than Wilder.
Yeah.
You know, you see Wilder against Audley Harrison. You see where he's throwing shots from here. He sits well in his arms. He's more of much more accomplished than Wilder.
Basically, he's a Rolls Royce, basically, and Wilder's a Fiat Tagliata.
He's a what?
He's a Reliant Robin.
Reliant Robin, basically.
Derek, Frank talked about your fitness and diet. Are you all on track with that?
Yeah, I was very disappointed because everybody finished all the biscuits or something. Yeah, my diet's it's going well. You know, I've got this company I'm using Soul Food, so it's doing well for me. So keep using them for the rest of my career, basically.
Derek, you seem much more together, much more approachable in the last few or 4 months. Do you think Don Charles has to take some credit for that?
I think my shrinkage should. My man here, Don. Don't tense it up.
I'm breathing for the cameras.
It's my man Don. Me and him as one. We come from the same place. You know, so.
What, Peckham Rye?
Del boy. So, he gets credit for that as well.
Del Rodney.
When you come through this, who would you want for a world title shot?
You see, I don't know. You know, I'm a believer of, like, you know, you get eliminators and stuff like that. You know, people have been finding eliminators for their career, and then when it gets to the gold prize, they don't have the goods. I like to just go for the head straight on. You know, I would like to do it again with Klitschko, with one of the brothers. I don't mind. You know, we're in the game of fighting and go for the big prizes, and that's one of the biggest prizes. I don't want to fight for eliminate and fight him.
Do you have a preference between the two?
I'll make sure I will. They'll draw sticks, and whoever draws the short sticks can fight me.
Do you think Vladimir would be a bigger challenge than Vitali?
They're all the the same size, you know, and they're all great fighters, so it'll be the same challenge actually.
Which could be interesting as well with David Price. He's fighting in July. You know, that's an option as well. Yeah, there's a lot of options. It's a really lively division.
Frank, is Carl Frampton on a long-term deal?
Yeah. He'll be fighting on Box Nation regularly.
Will the plan with Carl be, presumably after this, to get him back in Belfast?
Yeah.
In the autumn?
Yeah. He'll be promoted in. I think he'll be fighting sometime the end of September. He's about to. I think he's got a final eliminator for the world title. He's not this fight, not fight after. He might even be having it while we're talking. I don't know where he is. He's on his way.
Who's that against, Frank?
Sorry?
Who's that against?
When Barry McGuigan gets here, he'll tell me. But it's a good show, and as I say, I'm really looking forward to the O'Sullivan Saunders fight, which is going to be a bit of a classic. You know, we've had a good couple of weeks. We won the purse bid. I won't say we. Queensbury won the purse bid for Box Nation for Billy Joe Saunders' fight against Ryder. Carl Frampton, so that's not been a bad few days.
Frank, on the subject of Billy Joe, what is the plan for Billy Joe? You say Queensbury won the first bid, but you're his manager.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for the contract.
So there was no chance of that being on this bill?
No.
When's that? Do you know
Billy
when
Joe
that's
Saunders is fight. Well, when they give the date for it, Billy Joe Saunders is fighting O'Sullivan on this bill. That's a done and dusted deal. That's the fight.
So he'll be having 2 fights in pretty quick succession.
If he comes through, you know, O'Sullivan's a good fighter. And he's gone into most of his fights as the underdog. And he's upset his last 4 or 5 fights, he's upset all the plans.
Music.
Sing us a song now. On your latest album.
Oh, well, that's an album, maybe. You should run your fire. One, two, one, two.
Yeah, buddy.
Let me do it right.
Sorry, ladies and gents, Cole and Barry are on a little bit late. They'll be here, we're told about 5 minutes, so...
Tell them to take their time.
Yeah, Derek fantastic time. Okay, so.
You're on next.
Oh, he likes me.
Britain's got talent, huh?
It's got to go.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sorry, no,
You know this song. Go on, sing it.
What's that?
Go on, sing it. Come on.
No?
You lot better.
If you like Otis Redding, you're alright. No, they're just walking in. Do you want anybody want to do one-on-ones with Derek while we're waiting?
Oh, thanks a lot.
Have a listen.
Derek, with Malik back.